So what up, guys? Welcome back. My name is Luke, and guys, thank you so much for joining me today. So yes, today it's a change of scenery, it's a change of background. I decided to set, and I think I'm going to be doing this for a while now. So but anywho, let's get into today's topic. We all know what took place at the Astroworld concert with Travis Scott over the weekend. What a tragic event. It should not have, gone the way it did, but nevertheless, it was unavoidable to some extent, and I'll explain why I say so. But anyways, I feel like I'm too late in doing this, but I guess things still have to be settled, so I'm still not too late. Overall, nevertheless, I'm doing this video because I came across a very interesting video, right? That somehow insinuated or suggested or said or stated that this whole event or tragic event was as a result of some satanic or occultic sacrifices. To which I was like, okay, really? How so? Well, I looked into it and I'm like, nah, these are just assumptions that don't really hold ground to it. So hence I'm doing this video because guess what, guys? Like I stated, this could have been avoided, and it could have been avoided in the way that if people were not too focused on having fun, on their own selfish. First, let's start with how the event started. Knowing that a lot of people entered the event, a lot of people, because the concert was sold out apparently, and a lot of people entered the event, let me say illegally, yes, without tickets. A lot of people were not, okay, let me not say a lot of people. Some people were not supposed to be at the event, but they were there because they broke through the gates and they passed the securities. Yes, as you just saw through the videos. A lot of people passed the securities. They entered the whole event illegally. They were not supposed to be there. They had no ticket because the event was sold out. So that's the first indication that, guess what, things were going to go down. And another thing is that there were over 50,000 plus individuals at the event. Come on, guys. With a lot of people like that, do you think something wrong is not going to happen? Mind you, these are 50,000 plus human beings. Human beings. Do I need to emphasize on that again or repeat that again? Human beings. So of course, something is going to go wrong. Even what happened should not have taken place if there were proper measures to the whole thing. If there was like a tight security to the whole thing, for control measures, for crowd control and all, this thing could have been avoided. But nevertheless, I'm just glad in the midst of all this, a more tragic event was avoided. I feel like that because it was not only few people that, a lot of people got injured. It could have been worse. More people would have lost their lives. But yeah, it's so unfortunate that we lost 8 individuals. It could have been avoided if people did what they were supposed to do. So yes, we go back to what I spoke about. The whole video suggesting that this was a sacrificial, whatever, occultic or satanic sacrifice or whatsoever. Cool. Yeah, if that makes you happy, if you look at it like that, whether, as a religious individual and all, if you look at it like that, great. If it makes you go to bed happy, that's fine. But I'm actually going to look at it from a different perspective. And this is my perspective. Well, you will all agree with me on this fact that, to everything there's good and evil, and good and evil need vessels by which it's going to manifest, right? Yes. As we saw at the event, there were those who decided to partake in their own, fun because it's a whole event. Then there were those who were very conscious, let me say, aware of the environment and what was happening. as you can see through this video.
Even move yourself, and you move with one. It becomes like an organism.
Yeah, these are fans earlier when they were all sneaking in. They trampled everything.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Is that the one where they broke the gate, right?
So,
And there's kids buried under the
so
gate.
I remember me, him,
Security guards wanna stop
and a
us.
couple other our friends. We were just hanging on to each other because
We were
once
last
you get
long.
separated, it's
lost.
It's lost.
I had to. When he falls, I would come back to pick him up.
Yeah.
If I would fall, he'd come back and pick me up. It's not a one-man show. It's really
You
everybody.
know, I wasn't.
You were hanging on to each other because if you let go, you.
Yeah, if you
I'll
let
never
go,
see the
it's
rest of the
like,
night.
like, cause you could easily drift apart. It's like being in water. It's weird.
Easily
You literally just drift apart in the crowd. And I ended up in the middle of the crowd. And mind you, us four, we stayed here together. We were separated the whole day. And I ended up seeing this guy in the middle. And while I was in the middle, you know, obviously everybody's opening up mosh pits. We're having a good time. But there's a lot of people that are very selfish. There's people that I saw a pit that was being held together by people, but because in the pit was people that fell. So they were standing together to help the people get up. And I witnessed somebody unconscious struggling to get out. Like their friends were trying to get him out, and just people weren't caring enough to like make a path. So as I'm a 400-pound guy, so I jump in because that's just my instinct. And I just make a path for him. And on my way back to the middle, I meet a girl that's hyperventilating. So instead, like, you know, I couldn't tell her, hey, calm down. I immediately just grab her, and I'm rushing back. And, you know, closer to the VIP section, that's when EMS was doing what they were doing with those individuals.
It's a struggle because it's not you and a clear path. It's you and then the person next to you.
Exactly. As you can see, there were good Samaritans there. And, you know, people who somehow were vulnerable to the good that I'm talking about. These were individuals who decided, you know what, guys, instead of me partaking in my own selfish desire, that is enjoying the event, guess what? Let me help people. People are really passing out. Other people are struggling. Other people are falling down. It's a whole stampede. But in this case, as you can see with that guy, he decided to say, you know what, this is happening. Guess what? No, we can't lose lives. And this is a good event. We don't want to give a whole event a bad name. Let's help people. In this case, personally, I feel that person subjected themselves to be used for good. That's the good manifesting. Then there were those who decided to, to continue with the event regardless of the happening around them. There were those who decided, you know what, I don't give a damn. I'm going to do what I want to do. So in this case, that we'll say is evil. Yes, is evil. I guess that's the only way I would, try and give my perspective to this. In contrary to what I spoke about, that is the videos that were suggesting that this whole event was some form of satanic or occultic sacrifices. No. I refuse to think so deep. Some things, let's just look at it from a surface level, from a very simple level. Things as they are. Let's not somehow insinuate and go beyond what we can literally see. So in this case, it was just the forces of good and evil operating here. In this case, the guy who was just showed the video, that man decided to be used for good. And there were others who did the same thing. Then there were those who were just like, hey man, I paid for this event. I'm here to enjoy. Whatever is happening is none of my business. And the worst part is, damn, Travis Scott himself continued to do what he was paid to do. And I know a lot of people are like, no, this guy knew what he was doing. This guy is this. But hey, guess what? He's an entertainer. And majority of time as an entertainer, as I've seen with, I think with a lot of incident at events, even in some videos I've seen events, the person on stage normally is not aware of what is really happening except for the crowd themselves, because the person is performing, the person is caught up in the moment, knowing that he needs to put up a good show for you people to enjoy so that next time you can come back. I felt in this case is not to be blamed all entirely, right? And I say all entirely, is not to be blamed all entirely. That's like 80%, yes, of, you know, this. He should not be blamed because, you know what, he's an entertainer. He was doing what he was paid to do so that people can, you know, always come back to his event. He needed to put up a show. And the 20% remaining, I felt like when he heard the crowd screaming, stop the show, he should have. Because, well, we all know he didn't stop the show. Yeah, so that's the 20%. I think he can take the blame for that at 20%. And, well, it's so bad to the point where he's being sued. Yeah, a lot of money is going. And, hey, guess what? They have to do what they have to do. But nevertheless, I just wanted to offer a different approach or a contrary opinion to the whole video, suggesting that this was some form of occultic sacrifices or satanic sacrifices. Nah, forget that, guys. Let's not think too deep. This was simple. People were just supposed to somehow, you know, just whenever you're at the place, you know, I personally feel, you know what, at a place like that, things are bound to go wrong. Yes, because it's a lot of human beings, 50,000 plus 50,000 human beings at the place. A lot of things are bound to go wrong, and the best thing you can do is, guess what, in the midst of all this chaotic madness, be used as a person of good, as a vessel of good, and that is helping someone who's fallen down stand up, knowing that they can stamp on them, like, yeah, pick up someone. If you're strong enough in body, you pick up someone. If you see a person is struggling, suffocating, call for help. Do whatever you can to help an individual at such event or whatsoever event. So yeah, a majority of people, some people feel like it was the artist's responsibility. No, it's not the artist's responsibility. It was supposed to be like the security's responsibility, but there were few securities compared to the crowd that was there. In fact, we see it by just the people who broke through. People who were not supposed to be there already. That was an indication that there was not enough security to keep people under control already. So I can imagine people trying to say, no, it's the artist's responsibility. No, it's not the artist's responsibility. It was the people there's responsibility, because in this case, there are no enough security. So yeah, we are the vessel for good and we are the very vessels for bad. That is if we avail ourselves to any of these two forces. So yeah. Yeah, guys, that's it. I guess that's what I had to say. And yeah, I guess I'll be seeing you on the next one. Yeah, it was not a satanic event. No, it wasn't. It wasn't some satanic. Well, I don't know. Again, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just offering my opinion and based on what I personally know. Satanic event or whatsoever event it was, I really don't care. But I feel like, and I know that it could have been avoided if people played their part. Yeah. If people played their part, this could have been avoided. This would have been avoided, and yeah. But anywho, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I guess I will be seeing you on the next one. Ciao.